Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to the dream. Today we're here in Toronto, Canada. My business partner, Lorelai,
Ratushnia.
and she has some questions that she wants to discuss, and hopefully these questions will help people out there looking for the same answers.
Yeah, I have some enlightened questions to answer already.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll go into self-image, because that's an important one, and we all are the imagination of ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
Self-image is important.
So self-image, maybe that's a good question, kind of inadvertently, like, where do you even start with self-image?
So self-image is the conception that we have, or any person has, of themselves. So how do they see themselves, right? And the thing about self-image is that everybody has one, and the other thing is that everyone can design their self-image, but most people don't, because they're not aware of it. And so our self-image was literally built by our experiences throughout life. Our parents, or the household our environment that we grew up in plays a big role in the type of self-image that we have. Our experiences, our wins, our losses, everything we've gone through in life has created that self-image and that self-image dictates everything that we do. Do we think we're capable of doing really amazing things, or we think that when we see a challenge, it's like, well, you want to give up. So self-image is everything, because before you could do anything, you must be. So you have to, self-image is all about belief. What do you believe that you're capable of achieving? And that's where self-image starts.
Wow, there's a lot in there. One thing towards the end is that before you must do, you must be. So what does it really mean to be? We say often, just be who you are, and that's a really important statement. I think that people often have said, I've said that a ton of times in my life, just be who you are, but not understanding the meaning behind that. So what do you think really being means in terms of, or just how does that really integrate with self-image?
That's a great question. And to be, it's like the beginning of belief, right? And so you really have to believe that you are this person who you say you are. You naturally do the works of who you think you are. So a lot of times, what if you study people, or you read and study this subject, a lot of people, try to do things that they're not conscious of, right? And it never works, and that's why, the statement that you talk about, be yourself. So, but in reality, is you gotta really believe that you are who you say you are, because we got belief on two different levels. We got it at a conscious level, and we got it deep at a subconscious level. And what rules is what you believe in the deep subconscious level. It's not what you tell people, or what you want people to think about you, but it's what you really believe that you can do. So that's the thing. But it's something that we have to work on. If, for example, there's a person that's competing, right, in some kind of competition, and you tell them, is be yourself. What self, right? The self that is not disciplined, the self that doesn't get up early in the morning to do the workouts that are necessary. What self? Well, the self that is required to do what you want to do. what do champions do? What do successful businessmen do? What do, top elite athletes, actors, right? They all do certain things in a certain way to achieve the level of success, that they're getting. And if you study success, you're going to see that all these people are doing certain things in a certain way to get them where they need to be.
That was a great answer. And maybe tying being present into this would be a good next topic, right? Because being present.
Oh.
So, we're going from self-image to what does it mean to be yourself? What does it mean to now be present? And what's so impactful about that? Because I think a lot of us that we have these moments, these fragmented moments of being present, and it can feel very strange. Like when you look someone in the eye and you just kind of stare at them, and if you don't say anything, that forces you to really be present. It can feel uncomfortable. We're not used to it. So what does that mean? And tying all this in together, I think we're on a good pathway here for self-image.
About
to
being present.
Be present, yeah.
That's a big question, and there's so many. It all depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like there's that book, The Power of Now, and in every book on self discovery, I guess, will talk about that. And it in a simple way to put it is that it all comes back to how disciplined you are with your mind, because you have to acquire self-control. And what I mean by that is self-control, like control your mind. What happens is that most people, we could be here conversating, but my thoughts are on something else. Another concern or another whatever it is. I'm never here in the moment, because I'm trying to plan or I'm trying to avoid problems, right? But we can't act in the future. We can only act now with the understanding that our mind will give us all the answers to whatever we need at the right time, at the right place, in that moment, and that comes, that's what faith is. To know that you got it. You don't need to get it, you got it, but it's something that needs to be practiced, because most people don't live like that. Most people just, let their mind wander off, and that's why the topic of goals is important, because it's a good thing to set goals, but you can't just have them out there. The goal has to come here in the present moment. How would you feel if that goal already manifested? You wouldn't be thinking about, well, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. Because if you're thinking like that, you're not in the right vibration. You're not in the vibration that's going to produce those results. You got to be calm, you got to be relaxed, you got to be confident and have faith that what you're working on is going to manifest. And everything will be perfect and beautiful, like everything's going to work out. Right? So,
yeah, no, for sure. And maybe one more question would be on how do we focus and how do we stop those negative mental conversations, because we can't stop talking to ourselves, and some people are just on a vicious cycle, just a loop of just having these inner conversations, and the inner has to match the outer, right? So
Bob talks about this, about that flow of energy. It's always flowing, right? Thoughts are always coming in, and either from the outside or we create our own thoughts. So, it's like water, right? I guess you could turn it cold or hot, but you can't stop it, right? So what we need to do is go on the positive side. And that's why goals are important, because now you got something positive to think about. But before you can, you can't even visualize or do any of these exercises if you're not relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
So relaxation is probably the first step, before you could do any of this that we talk about. If you're not calm and at ease, you're not gonna be able, to do much, with this, because your mind is gonna get away from you. Your mind is hectic, and when it's like that, you can't focus. So focus is really being relaxed. If it's like atoms, right? And you can agitate them, and you see them all over the place, and but if it's like a piece of steel that you can magnetize, right? When those atoms are perfectly in alignment, then they're in order. So order brings brings peace, brings tranquility, and that's that starts with relaxation. That starts with, and that's something you have to practice, every day, 3 times a day. Train your mind to be relaxed, and then when things do come up, because like I said in one of my previous videos, life will still come to us. We're gonna be manifesting our previous vibrations, and so in order, only because you found out that your thoughts create reality, it's not gonna stop, the 30 years of of bad thinking that we've been doing. So you have to understand what's happening, and don't allow those things to impress you again, but calm down, relax, and build the new image that you want to manifest.
Wow. Well, thank you for that wisdom, and so much of it. And looking forward to our next episode.
All right.
Our next topic, whatever that is.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Lorelai.